Welcome, and thank you for tuning in for another edition of Woodcroft News. I'm Vera Von Fraus, and I'm here to cover the major and minor stories on Woodcroft Street. Tonight, we will be proceeding with another interview with one of the contestants on Baby Watch, Miss Andrea Posigian, who guessed today as her baby due date. We are pretty late in the day, and the odds do not seem to be looking in Miss Andrea Posigian's favor. But before we head to that interview, we would like to cover a minor news break that might be interesting to some of our viewers. There seems to be a barley shortage in the city of Dearborn, and Miss Mara Posigian cannot seem to find barley in any of the grocery stores. So if our viewers are tuning in and have some news on the street about where to find this barley, we would greatly appreciate any and all information. Now, let's get to the big story of tonight. Let's hear what Miss Andrea Posigian has to say. Hello, Andrea Posigian. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
How are you in sunny California?
Pretty good. It's been cold and rainy, but can't complain.
Seems like you're losing that Michigan accent as well, I hear.
I don't know about that.
All right, well, let's just get right into it. So it seems it's about 6 p.m., just after 6 p.m. in California. Odds are not looking in your favor. How do you feel?
It is what it is. You can't control it. You can't do much about it. It just wasn't in the cards.
So it seems like your heart's not too broken over it at this point.
No, I mean, I tried to coach him. I tried to do what I could, but kid's not moving.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because there is something I wanted to bring up to you. You were had been accused of cheating in this game. Do you care to comment on the exact events that transpired, and do you defend that you indeed were not breaking any rules?
Yeah, well, the rules weren't really established, so I don't know how you can cheat when there's no rules, but that's, I guess, up to interpretation. No, I was calling on my sister just to check on her, and I said, hey, do you need me, do you want some Indian food? Do you need to go for a walk? Are you ready for this baby to come out? And she wasn't saying anything different than what I was thinking.
Were there any comments that were made directly to the unborn child?
I mean, yeah, I guess I was on speakerphone, so I was talking to my soon to be nephew and asking him, like, hey, we're ready for you to show up, but that was 2 full days before my guess, so I don't know if you want to call me a cheater, but usually the accuser is the one that's breaking the rules.
Our sources say that you pressured the child to come out on your due date. Admit or deny?
I think you should check your sources, because
well, if you don't want to give us a straight answer, that's all right if you don't care to comment on it, but
yeah.
All right, moving on. So as you've moved back in California, was it back in 2014, 2015 that you moved to California?
2014.
2014. Do you think you've been trying to play the long game, in a sense that you saw this coming and figured, being the closest proximity to Nico as he's born, that you were placing yourself in a better opportunity to be favorite aunt?
Oh, look, I have proven favorite aunt status multiple times with my nephews that are long distance, so proximity's got nothing to do with it. It's just the quality of the human.
So you don't think proximity has any advantage at all?
I mean, there is that, that saying that facial recognition within the first 6 months means, like, it imprints on a child. So I guess I've got that going for me. But no, I don't see it playing any difference.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter that you look almost identical to most of your sisters, that makes no difference?
No, again, it's the quality of the human.
Okay. All right. And now that I have you, there is a story that had been developing that we just want to get some answers on. It seems like there's some cloudiness and murkiness around this. It appears that the story goes that a t-shirt may or may not have been made for well, t-shirts were made for an entire family regarding the father of the Posigian, Sam Posigian, and it appears that there's some uncertainty about whether or not a t-shirt was actually made for David Posigian. Was a t-shirt actually made?
Yeah, there is photographic evidence of the day that we gave it to him, actually.
Was he
I
wearing the
could,
t-shirt, or is the t-shirt in the picture?
his brother Charles was wearing it, and there's no way I would present Charles with the t-shirt and not him. That's cruel. So I could probably dig through credit card records to find the purchase of two identical shirts, one an extra large and one a large in a long sleeve cream color. But that memory is burned into my brain. So Dave can complain all he wants. It's probably part of his cover as a government agent, but
So,
that's
but what you're saying is that a t-shirt was purchased and you believe a t-shirt was made and given to David Posigian, but there is actually no evidence of the said t-shirt being in David Posigian's possession. Is there some
there.
conspiracy that the family is pulling on David Posigian to gain some type of mind control to make him believe that this event never actually occurred?
Look, if you want to buy a conspiracy theory, that's on you, lady.
I think we just
have
want
no.
some hard evidence. I think that's what we're looking for, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there are countless witnesses. We have made statements. There's,
Is there any witnesses outside of the family that have seen this shirt?
I mean, Dave probably threw it out, so I don't know if anybody else saw it. So I don't know.
Well,
I
it
can't.
seems like this is still shrouded in mystery, and the lack of evidence is astounding. And I think if you do find some evidence, I'm not trying to say you're a liar. I just think some evidence would help in this case. So if you could present us with anything in the future, that would be helpful, and we would be gladly to cover the story again to
I don't know
clear
why
your
I'm
name.
under fire now, ma'am, but okay.
Well, okay. So before we leave you, let's leave on a positive note.
Yeah, sure.
Do you, at this point, you have? It seems like you have no ill will toward any of the other contenders in this game. Is there anyone that you believe will be the clear winner?
I think at the end of the day, the real winner is Nico. I mean, I picked the 19th because I really want him to stay in touch with his Michigan roots, and as we all know, the great Steve Eiserman's number was 19, and that's why I went for it. Yeah.
You should have asked. I
So
did not know.
yeah, that was my thought process in it. But whoever wins wins. I mean, he could come tomorrow, and I might still be winner. I don't know. So.
There certainly is still time left in the day. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for joining us for this edition, and your thoughts and insights.
Thank
Well,
you
take
for having
care.
me. You too.
We'll see you next time. Well, there you have it, folks. You heard it straight from Miss Andrea Posigian's mouth. It appears that her confidence is not wavering at this point, as the time does tick down on May 19th. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Our next interview will be Mr. Charles Posigian, who believes the baby's due date will be the 21st if it does not happen before that date. There is a chance that it could be born tomorrow on the 20th, and then there will be no winner. So we'll have to wait and see. So stay tuned. After the commercial break, we do have a special report on weather and traffic from our agent on the street, Agent Pink. Do you have those quarantine blues? Do you feel like time is passing without noticing? Do you not know the day, year, or month that you're even in? Well, you're in luck, because we have a bogus product we want to sell to you. Now introducing the quarantine clock. No one really cares what time of the day it is, but just having some sense of what actual day it is. Definitely isn't Dominic's clock that we just pulled out of the garage. Buy now as supplies are limited. Please note that the quarantine clock is available everywhere and sold nowhere.
Thanks, quarantine clock.
Welcome back. And with no further ado, we're going to take it straight to the street with Agent Pink for traffic and weather.
Right, thanks, Vera. The weather today, it was raining earlier. Chances are it will rain again. Either way, I'm prepared. onto the traffic. So as you can see, we've had an accident. It appears this car, the driver has fled the scene. Not sure what time of day, but as you can see, there is a damaged tire here. The door has fallen off. We believe that the radiator was taken to a mechanic who is not certified to do the job, right? Also, we have found evidence of bubbles. We have found evidence of bubbles for the fuel, right? Okay, so back to you, Vera.
Thank you, Agent Pink. That was very helpful. It's a terrible, terrible accident. I hope that mechanic is still not out and about. Well, folks, there you have it. Will conclude this evening's edition of Woodcroft News. We hope to see you again. Be safe, sweet dreams, and don't let the bedbugs bite.